Welcome back to another Charlotte Legacy League where we have green-white lands versus show and tell. Both players have kept 7 cards this game, and we'll see Robert lead off on the play with a Misty Rainforest, passing the turn over to Charlie. Charlie's got a pretty good start here with a Mox Diamond and it's like a Thespian Stage as well, Tabernacle, Crop Rotation. So we'll see a Mox Diamond pitched the Tabernacle for it, and then Thespian Stage is going to play the Exploration map, or Expedition map. And we'll see what Robert has. He does have a show and tell in his hand, and it looks like an Emrakul as well. So we're going to see the show and tell come out here. So not bad for a turn 2 show and tell from the show and tell player. Doing what the deck does best. And he is going to reveal an Emrakul. Thank goodness it wasn't Omniscience, because that can be very difficult for the lands deck to deal with. But that did enable Charlie to play out or use the Expedition map to bounce the Emrakul and also a Wasteland on the Ancient Tomb. We'll see a Loam coming from me, and we're going to pick up that Wasteland in the Tabernacle. We're going to drop a card on the ground, and then we'll pass it back over to Robert. Robert ponders. Let's see if he finds any lands. Tracks show and tell and a ponder again. So no, he does not have anything. He does have double force, which the map got around earlier, which is nice. I guess he didn't realize that the map would be that important, as well as the crop rotation being in Charlie's hand. Knowing that he does have the double force of will, makes me wonder why he didn't force a will of the Life from the Loam to at least keep himself on some lands. There's a show and tell, and then a pass back. So what we like to see as a lands player is a full grip in hand and no mana to use it. But he does have the force of will, so I'm surprised he hasn't used it yet, especially on the Loam to take him off of the only colored mana source he had, and as well as this crop rotation at the end of turn to make the 20/20. So we're doing an end step before we discard and float a white mana for crop rotation. Not force of will from Robert. Definitely should have done that there. And then we'll see a 20/20 made with the 1 white floating. And we'll see an attack for 20, and we'll see you in game number 2. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Welcome back to game number 2. Charlie will keep 6. Robert will also be keeping 6. And Robert's on the play in this game number 2. Does have a Magus of the Moon in hand, as well as a City of Traders and a Lotus Petal and a Magus of the Moon. So my thought process here is I didn't bring in Source of Plowshare. I have no way to kill the creature. The only way I could potentially win this game is if I found the Retrofitter Foundry and it didn't get counterspelled. Otherwise, the only other threats I have in the deck would be Elvish Reclaimer. So I'd need to find either one of 2 Elvish Reclaimers, or I would need to find the Retrofitter Foundry, which doesn't guarantee me anything, no matter how good my hand is. So I scoop it up, and we go to game number 3. So we'll see you there. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Welcome back to game 3. I kept 7 and I'm on the play. Robert also kept 7 as well. So leading off with a really strong hand here for the lands deck. Yavimaya into a Mox Diamond, into an Exploration, into a Saga, into a Sphere of Resistance. So not much better of a hand than that from the lands side of things. I was very happy to resolve all of that. Especially since he does have pretty heavy counter magic. My idea here is I just want to get ahead of a Magus of the Moon. So the Sphere stops it from being a turn 1, which is absolutely fantastic. He does have Simian Spirit Guide in his hand, and he does have a Magus of the Moon, so I was 100% correct into playing that sphere. Luckily, he didn't have the answer to it. So I have the Dark Depths in my hand, as well as I'm not quite sure what the other card is at the moment. I think it's a Mox Diamond. And I choose to go ahead and play the Mox Diamond and pitch the Dark Depths because I need a large creature to actually win the game. So that would make my construct a 4/4 at the minimum kind of thing, which is bigger than the Magus, obviously being a 2/2. So I at least have something on the board and able to actually have mana to produce as well. So Robert plays out another land through Blood Moon because the city won't actually do anything. I found a second sphere and I'm able to cast it, which brings my construct up to a 5/5. It makes Robert's hand a little bit more difficult, especially since he doesn't have an island to show and tell in any big creatures or anything like that. So he can attack me, but it doesn't really make any sense to. The race isn't in his favor here. So he just kind of plays it what he can play with him having what's in his hand. Not sure. Now that I can see his hand after playing him, I feel a little bit better that he did Magus and did not show and tell. Because I could have gone to get a expedition map and then played the expedition map off the Saga and then used it to go get a Caracas. But that's only so good against the deck. So play a Haywire Might as well. That way we can attack for 6 this time. The Haywire Might would handle an Omniscience if it were to come to play, or a Sneak Attack if he were to rip it off the top. But he could Sneak Attack in and kill me that way. So we'll see what he wants to do. So Magus, he tries to play a Magus, but then realizes that it costs 4, gives me the handshake. Thanks for watching.
If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.